What is up, everyone? Jay here with another Fire Emblem Heroes video, and today we're going to take a look at the FEH channel for August. And this is pretty much the midway point to the anniversary, and this is a bit of a summer celebration. And this FEH channel has some good stuff. Not the greatest FEH channel ever, but still not the worst. Kind of better than I expected, honestly, to some degree at least. So as usual, they're starting off with the login bonuses and all the freebies we're going to get, including GHB reruns, special maps, guaranteed 4-star special hero special raid summons, which is pretty much the highlight of all the summons, and Hero Fest, and a bunch of other stuff as well. So celebratory login bonus, we're going to get freebies including tickets, 10 tickets in total. We're going to get 25 tickets, I believe, which is a lot. And if you remember from last year, we had the 4-star special rate summons, which give us 20 chances to get old seasonals that we might want. So it could be fun, it could be not fun. I remember last year I got really lucky and I got like, I think I got like two two New Year Alphons. I got a Harmonic Tiki merge. It was pretty good. I don't remember exactly everyone I got, but yeah, it was pretty great. And then we of course have maps that give us free orbs, which are really easy to clear. And in total, I think the orbs we're gonna get, so yeah, 10 in total, and then we're gonna get 2 more orbs, which is, you know, a measly 2 orbs, but in total it's 12, which I feel like it's been better than previous years, or at least previous FEH channels where they only give us like 3 orbs. I could be misremembering, but I'll take 12 orbs. But yeah, here are the 4-star special hero raid summons. As you can see, you can get someone like Valentine Storin, or you can get New Year's Plumeria. So, you know, this is a good chance to get old seasonals that you might want, or a merge or 2, or, you know, get seasonal units that you've never had. And yeah, so I remember last year I also got Duo Sigurd last year, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, this is pretty fun. 20 chances, so good luck to everyone summoning, because again, you can get bad luck and get a seasonal you don't want, or someone with bad fodder, whatever. I mean, these are still older seasonals, so they're not going to have the most premium fodder for modern units, or that modern units have, but still, you know, some of the older seasonals have good refines like New Year's Alphonse and whatnot, or just useful. So yeah, that is the 4-star special guaranteed summon rate, however you say it. It's a mouthful to say. And then we get a Former Soul, which is pretty great. Some red toilet paper, 2 orbs along with the 10 orbs from the map, so that's 12 in total. 75 Divine Dew, 50 Sacred Stones, 7 Stamina Potions, 1000 Crystals, and 500 Furniture Crystals, or whatever you use to get those limited time 8th rates furniture. And I guess we can turn it into the Fey Owl at the beach. 750 Feathers, which is and then 750 Arena Medals, but I feel like at this point, unless it's just me, most people are overflowing with Arena Medals. So, but not the greatest amount of stuff, but we'll take it. It's freebie stuff. And then GHB reruns. This is pretty cool because some of these units are pretty recent, including Fallen Lloyd, who I'm kind of mad because I just recently plus 10'd him. So I kind of wish I waited out because I would be able to save Grails, but it is what it is. The most notable units here are Fallen Lloyd, like I mentioned, Valadar, Mavier, and Pern. I think Pern is kind of underrated. He's a pretty good free unit in the Grail shop, but everyone else is kind of, they don't have PRFs. But if you are trying to merge these units, this is a good chance, or not a good chance, but you definitely should try to get these because you save Grails. So yeah, GHB reruns are always appreciated. And then we get some summoning banners that you might want to summon on, unless most people probably aren't going to summon on these, because I don't usually, unless you're trying to get a merge or you're close to plus 10 or something. But, you know, keep in mind, Choose Your Legends is coming up, so you know, and there's also a seasonal banner that's going to be shown here. But these banners have some cool units, and, you know, some older ones, but can be good at high investment. And then of course Hero Fest. Hero Fest is kind of a hit or miss. Some years it's good, some years it's meh. And this year I think it's kind of in the middle. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. It has 2 units in particular that are really, really good and top tier: Valentine Leon and Winter Edelgard. Winter Edelgard being the best player phase armor in the game. And then Valentine Leon, even though he's nerfed thanks to Breath of Life, he's still really annoying, because if you don't have Breath of Life, he's going to shred you apart, and he can also stop your movement like a cheater. And then Mythic Golvig, who feels like kind of a random choice to put here, but you know, she is a decent Mythic. She doesn't hit the hardest. I mean, she's still good, don't get me wrong. You know, her special's good and all, but not the most influential Mythic in the game, or the most influential overall across all the modes. But you are trying to merge these up or try to get a copy of them, this is a good chance because of the increased rate. And of course we get tickets with it as well, so hopefully I can snag myself a Leon, because I don't have myself one. I've never used the degenerate unit of Valentine Leon before. So yeah, 5 tickets is pretty cool. So at least you get some hope there. And then moving on, the FEH Summer Celebration. Yeah, this is all the why did I say equipment? All the rewards that we're gonna get in total. Form of Soul, 12 orbs. Yeah, so pretty good. And now we move on to the seasonal banner of this year, and this is something I didn't expect because they actually brought back a theme that hasn't been in the game since 2018, which is pretty crazy. So if you haven't been playing FEH since 2018, if you played the game afterwards, you might not know about the seasonal banner, but this is the Summer Festival banner, not the summer banner where everyone's at the beach. We're talking about Summer Festival, and this theme hasn't been here since 2018. The last time it was here was with Summer Xander, or Summer Festival Xander, should I say, Ryoma, in Summer Festival, Alincia, and Micaiah. And I remember pulling on that banner because they were all dancers, which is useful, and also Micaiah was super anti-meta back then because she was one of the few units that could reliably kill Surtur back in the day when he was a problem. So yeah, good times. But yeah, they're continuing the theme, bringing it back after 6 years, and they're also continuing the games that they're from. They're staying within Tellius and Fates. So the first unit on the banner is going to be Mia wearing her kimono, and I like Mia a lot, but I kind of wish it was someone else that doesn't have an alt. Generally speaking, I want more alts for characters that don't have anything. But Mia's here as a axe flyer, it looks like, and she's a pretty tanky one because she just takes Shamir's hit like it's nothing. I mean, she has color advantage, but still. It looks like she didn't even take any flying effect. Did she take flying effective damage? Yeah, maybe she has like IO shield built in or something, but it looks like she's a flyer there. So that's Mia. Next up is Lucia. Lucia doesn't have an alt, so that's cool. And she is a bit outdated with her base version. While it's still solid, it's a bit outdated. So now we have this one wearing or holding bamboo, and she's a lance infantry this time, it looks like. So that's pretty cool for Lucia fans. You can try and get this one, and it's probably going to be very, very powerful, just like her base version was at release. Must be nice to have your favorite with a blue version. Couldn't be me, Marth not having a blue version yet. And then the next unit is going to be Leo. So Leo is back. He got an alt last year, so Leo fans are definitely eating. I think last year he got the Valentine's version. So now Leo's back in a black festival outfit, and it looks like he might be the demo. It's not confirmed yet, but I feel like he is because usually the males are, or a lot of the time they are. He's got a tomato weapon. But yeah, this is not the actual trailer, so we don't know. It doesn't outright say if he's the demo, but if I had to guess, it's probably him. He is a colorless Tome Cavalier, which is very rare. We don't really have many of those. And then we have Takumi, who is the Tempest Trial unit. So Takumi fans also eating. So you get another Takumi version, which is free. So that's cool. You don't have to spend orbs. And is holding a Korin little toy, which is cute. So Takumi is another archer again. So I know Takumi fans, it's kind of like Marth. I feel your redundancy because Takumi is another archer, just like Marth's always a sword infantry most of the time. But still a free alt that you only have to use Grails for. And yeah, so even though I wish there was more characters that don't have alts, it's still really cool to see them return to this team because I didn't expect it. I expected maybe more pirates or more tea time alts because we had the tea time one last year. And then last but not least is the harmonic hero of Nephany and Sakura. So this is a pairing I definitely didn't expect, and poor Sakura has now been a backpack unit twice, the first time being with Valentine Elise, so that's pretty funny. I think Sakura's the very first character to achieve this feat, so yes, poor Sakura fans. But this could open up the floodgates to other possibilities for mythics, not mythics, what am I saying, for duos and harmonics, so maybe it's a good thing. But yeah, Sakura has never been lead, but it's fine because she already has a couple normal alts by herself, and Nephany has never had an alt, so it's cool. So yeah, this pairing is cute, the art is cute and all, but I feel like Nephany and Lapis would have been a better choice in my opinion because they're both country bumpkins. They both would be able to relate in that way, so I think it would have been a better pairing. But I suppose Lapis was not, she didn't have a shot because she had the Brile alt already this year, I guess. But either way, Nephany here, Festival Harmony, pairing up with Sakura, and they are a red mage flyer and look to be a very powerful one. Yeah, they're very powerful because it looks like they just, yeah, they just take out Valentine Myrrh like it's nothing. Wow, with a moonbow. So it looks like they have damage reduction piercing in their weapon or something. Either way, these units are going to be very, very strong, and they can all dance, it looks like, because last Summer Festival everybody was a dancer. So that is the Tellius /Fates Summer Festival return banner with Timidity Trials. And there's Takumi. He's not on the actual banner, so he's most likely the Tempest Trial unit. And hopefully we get some good Sacred Seals as well. So yeah. Alright, so next up are new updates scheduled to release on August 6th. So the first update is going to be new arena maps. So everybody jump for joy and get hype. No, I'm kidding. Nobody's looking at these maps and thinking, oh boy, but I mean, especially because some of these maps look kind of similar to the ones we already have, like this and this. This one's definitely new, but yeah, new arena maps, yay, I guess. And then next up is going to be an added difficulty for United Warfront, which is one of my favorite new modes that's been added in FEH as of late. It's a lot of fun and also encourages friend interaction. That's one of the things I wanted more of in modes, is more friend interaction. I've also wanted guilds. I don't think they're ever going to add that, but that's kind of a pipe dream of mine, to have guilds or some kind of, like, you know, group chat or kind of like a friend interaction. More friend interaction is always welcome in FEH, so I'm glad that at least United Warfront does that to a degree. And now they're adding abyssal difficulty, because before you'd only be able to play to Infernal, so now there's more of a challenge and more reward, so that's pretty great. Whenever this mode returns, hopefully it isn't like Rucker Sieges where it only returns like once a year or whatever and they kind of forget about it. And then Hero's Journey is going to have an update where now it's going to be easier to unlock memento events, and it costs less fragments to get those, I think. So yeah, it's going to be reduced to 10, and now there's going to be up to 6 events, I believe. So nice small change for those who really play Hero's Journey. I usually just play for the rewards, but nice for those Hero's Journey enthusiasts. And then next up, we are going to have the remixes for Claude and Uller, and they're going to get refines as well, and they're going to be sharing colors, or at least sharing colors. Some of them are going to be with these older mythic heroes, including Sita, who I'm hoping gets a really good one whenever her time comes. But right now, the batch right now is going to be Claude and Uller, 2 archers. And if you guys played when Claude was top tier, when Legendary Claude first dropped, he was an absolute menace. He was easily the best Earth Legendary for a while, and he's obviously fallen off, and his Wind Tribe version has power crapped him, I suppose. But now he's kind of back to business, I think, because this B skill, his remix Fallen Star 2, is really, really good, and maybe not as good as he was at the time, but I definitely think he's going to be, you know, at least high tier again, because this is really, really strong. So Fallen Star 2 gives him Deep Star if he initiates combat, or actually, should I say, if unit initiates combat or has Deep Star active on himself, which Deep Star is pretty much, at the time, it was a better Fallen Star that Wind Tribe Claude had in his B slot. So Wind Tribe Claude, or Legendary Claude, gets this as well. So he inflicts speed defense -5 on the foe and deals X, or plus X times 5 damage, maximum 25, excluding AoEs, and reduces damage from the foe's first attack by X times 3 during combat, maximum 15. X equals the number of bonus or status effects active on himself, excluding stat bonuses, plus the number of penalties active on the foe. And if unit initiates combat, he reduces damage from the foe's first attack by 80%, and those includes the brave hits. And then after combat, he inflicts Deep Star and Gravity on the target and foes within 1 space of the target. So Fallen Star 2 is very, very strong, and if you know why, it's pretty obvious. It's because of the X damage and the X damage reduction. So whenever you have X damage or X damage reduction, is very, very potent, very, very strong. I can say this as someone who uses a Toon Sita. She's really, really strong and one of the best units in the game because of it. So having this is really, really good. And we just had this on Deer Man, and that makes him really, really strong. But Claude's condition to get this is a little bit different. His is maximum 25, and it needs him to have bonus effects on him, which isn't that hard because there's a lot of bonus effects you can give to him. You just have to watch out for stuff like Tina and Nurgle. But yeah, it's pretty easy to get that. And penalties active on the foe. You know, you can also get penalties on foes in a lot of ways as well with supportive units. So this is a lot. This is definitely really, really strong, because on top of the damage reduction that he has that is pierceable, he has unpierceable damage reduction in the form of this X part, because the X part is pretty much flat. And he also gets true damage, so that's going to really increase his damage output. And we don't even know his refined to Fail Not yet, so Fail Not is going to be probably really strong, and maybe it's a little going to be, maybe it's going to be a little bit more tame because of this B skill being really good. But either way, you know, Claude was a menace back then because of Fallen Star being able to just retreat back. Or not, he didn't even have Kanto. That's another thing he doesn't have. He doesn't have Kanto, but even, you know, without Kanto, he still can live because he had all that damage reduction. He was kind of like a flying Brave Ike. And then if you tried to revenge him, you really couldn't a lot of the time because you have gravity inflicted on yourself. So Fallen Star 2 is really going to make Claude really strong again, I think. And then Guidance 4 is going to be his C skill, which is pretty good. So yeah, I can't wait to see what Claude is going to get and if he's going to become the menace. I think he already is kind of with this, but we'll have to see what his refine does to really put it all together. So that is Claude, and then next up is Uller, who doesn't have the most, it's not as impressive as Claude's, but her B skill is pretty good. So this gives her pretty much Potent. It's similar to Potent, where it's actually a little bit better than Potent, because Potent, I think, decreases the speed difference by 25, and this one decreases it by 10. So it's not as much, so that's pretty good for her, and she's going to be fast, of course. So inflicts speed defense -5 on the foe, has no follow-up, has that Potent, like I mentioned, that is only by 10. Necessary to make a follow-up attack. If decreasing the speed difference necessary to make a follow-up attack by 10 would allow unit to trigger follow-up attack. Triggers Potent follow 100%, which is going to let her hit the full damage on her Potent hits, which is really good because Brave Marth has that, and Brave Marth can hit pretty much max damage all the time with his Lodestar Rush, so Uller is kind of doing the same thing as a ranged unit, so that's pretty good. And then Attack Speed Oath 4 is a remix C skill, so pretty decent so far. We'll have to see what her Refine does, but this is definitely not as stacked as Claude's B skill. Maybe they could have given her true damage or something, but again, we'll have to see what her Refine does. Maybe they'll stack more effects on her Refine, but yeah, that is Uller's remix B and C. Uller was pretty good back then as a light mythic. You know, she was able to absorb penalties and whatnot with her high speed and attack, but she's obviously fallen off, so I'm interested to see if she'll get back on the board. So yeah, those are the remixes that are coming up. And then we have, last but not least, Weekly Revival Summoning Event welcomes new heroes. So this is a nice update because, well, as usual, because the summoning pool is so bloated and congested, you have to take out units and just move them to weekly revivals. But now the weekly revivals will have a spark on it, which is amazing for people who are trying to merge these older units that are your favorites or whatever. Now everybody can get the spark. You don't have to have Fate Pass, which is awesome. So this is a really big quality of life change, even though it's not for older seasonals, which is also something I wanted. It's a step in the right direction because you don't have to pay to get the spark on these banners if you are summoning on weekly revivals, and this is going to be really useful to get those merges because you're not going to go into a banner with like 500 orbs and then not get a single copy. So at least everybody can spark on these, because before you couldn't. So that is a nice change for sure. And yeah, the next Fate channel is going to be for the Brave Heroes, where they're actually going to show them off. So as you can see, next time will be the Choose Your Legends edition. So that's pretty much the Fate channel, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Please stay safe out there. Peace out.